Hi, my name is Joseph Alai. Welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk about New Year. So I'm standing outside here near the cliffs in Ocean Beach, San Diego, and it is chilly, but it is absolutely beautiful. I'm looking at it in the camera, staring at it. Anyway, I want to talk about the new year and the new decade and why I chose to do this out here. So I'll probably record part of this here and then part of this back indoors, maybe. But, I'm talking about doing different things and how to set a plan and how to enter different dimensions for each different year of the new year. How to become a new person, a new creation. And so that is what I want to talk to you about. So first of all, if you have not done so already, hit the like button. It does something to the algorithm. You've heard me say it before. Other people who would not normally be able to see this video will be able to see this video. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay tuned for laser focused, systematic way to manifest anything that you want, anything, period. And there's a worksheet accompanying this for the new year. And that worksheet essentially will take you through what I'm going to show you in this video. So let's just jump right into it then. Manifestation is that which we create through our imagination. So the God in us, we are God, the God of Scripture, and that God creates the external world, our experience. So this has no doubt been predestined by my imagination. Now, I don't know when I set this into motion, but I do know that I did, because all things which were subject to my imagination must then manifest in this external reality. So we use that, we utilize that by deliberately deciding on what we wish to experience, and then henceforth imagining that with the vividness of all the tones of reality. So an example would be, if I wish to experience this, I would imagine the waves behind me, I would imagine the rocks behind me, I would imagine the weather, the sky, the beautiful sky, I would imagine the cold, I would imagine how it makes me feel, which is awesome and refreshed. And in doing that, if I can saturate my imagination with that, if I can fully embed that into my mind until I can feel that satisfaction of having actually been here, if I can choose a scene which would represent me having already received my desire, then I will externalize it, no doubt. And in the state, or the being that the new year and the new decade is coming upon us, in the spirit of that, I want to go over with you what I specifically do in order to plan properly and how to select dimensions with, or once I select these dimensions, I can then therefore enter them and then manifest them in this external reality. And so when we talk about dimensions, oftentimes it comes with this mystical ideology, such as we are going to transport into another realm. And this other realm, we will experience a whole new set of people and a whole new set of reality, right? So in Scripture, in the Bible, what it says is, there's a verse in Matthew, I believe, but it says, "In my Father's house there are many mansions. If it weren't true, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. When I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also." So what it's talking about there is the inner world of states. So states are essentially the dimension from which we select, and all things exist within that mansion that it's spoken about in Scripture. So essentially, all things exist now in a world of potential. It exists in pure potential in the unmanifested realm. But all things, all possibilities, anything that you could ever imagine or contemplate exists in a world of potential. And so when you go in and select an imaginal act to imagine, when you imagine it, when you add that feeling of reality, that emulation or experience of the state that you wish to embody, then you will select that state and activate it. When you activate it, you will go through a bridge of incidents. And what's a bridge of incidents? A bridge of incidents is essentially the chain of events which unfold in order to get you to your end result. So that could be one event, 100 events, 1,000 events. whatever it takes for you to get there. That is considered the bridge of incidents, and the bridge of incidents will always remain perfect. So selecting a dimension is as simple as imagining the thing that we want. If we can emulate the experience, what does that mean, emulate the experience? That means literally enter into the state as if it's real, as if you're really there. Enter the state as if you're really experiencing it. And if you can do that properly, you've selected it, you've activated it. And then after you activate it, the bridge of incidents unfolds. So I hope that's really clear. Now, when it comes to talking about the new year and the new decade, it's very important to set the tone for it. Now, when we talk about goals and we talk about what to expect or what should we even desire for this new year, for this new decade, well, think of it this way. A new decade, that means 10 years have passed and another 10 years are coming forward now. How important, how beautiful is that? And so for me to to be able to properly know what I wish to experience this upcoming year and upcoming decade, it's very important to take inventory of the year past and the decade past, which is why I have attached a document. I've attached a paper, a series of papers, which will help you take you through this process, which I'm explaining now. And so basically what I've done is I've elaborated. I asked myself, first and foremost, it's very important to think of what we did well this last year. So what did I do well this last year? When I wrote this down on my piece of paper, I essentially wrote something I was proud of, a few things. I'm proud of the fact that I've created a successful business finally. I've manifested that. I'm grateful for the fact that I am now teaching tens of thousands of people on a regular basis about how to manifest. For me, that is extremely grateful. And another thing that I'm very grateful for is my ability to have stayed sober, which is something that I had not often been able to do. So that gives me hope. And then as far as my decade, what I'm proud of for this decade is essentially moving out to San Diego, being on my own, getting clean and sober in the first place, getting career jobs and my career going. And there were various other things that I included. But once we go through that, we can then list out, well, what could I have done better? Right? What can I have done better? Well, perhaps I could have given more time to people and not to studying in my business. Now, there's pros and cons to that because I wouldn't be here today had I not studied and had I not paid more attention to my business and helping other people. But nevertheless, in order for me to be satisfied in my life, that's something that I've realized is that I must spend time with people. So another thing perhaps would be to manage money better, right? So I can make vast sums of money, but being able to hold on to it and to use it wisely is another thing. So after listing down these things, whether they're for the year or for the decade, we can then make some assumptions as to what we wish to experience. So perhaps in my experience, it could be to expand out on my business. Now, one of the things that I've always wanted to do is, and that I have done in the past, but I've kind of let it go by the wayside a bit, is build apps, right? So if I can use this, my manifesting to build apps or make apps to help people with manifesting, then wow, that would be amazing. So that would be something that I would write down. And the easiest part is that once we write this down, that's already half the battle. In essence, sometimes all we have to do in the tenses of having already received it, write something down, and we will have impressed it on the subconscious mind, which, if you have not tried this before, definitely check out my video on the list method. It's on one of my videos, and essentially it is writing down in the tense as if you have already received it, 10 to 15 things per day, not imagining it, not feeling it, just writing it down, and then watching. If you do this for 7 days or 10 days, not writing down the same things, not even reflecting back at the day before, if you do this, you will experience the manifestations. They will begin to unfold without you having not done anything. So the reason I bring that up is because even identifying your goals essentially is good enough sometimes if you write it in the proper tense to manifest your desires. One thing very awesome happened the other day and also a week ago. I mean, as you all know, what I used to write on my list is I receive free coffee. I continuously receive cups of coffee. I receive a cup of coffee. I write this down and I would continuously manifest free cups of coffee. Well, the other day and today, I opened up my email inbox, and the other day, and I saw a free Starbucks coupon in my inbox. So what that meant is someone went onto starbucks.com and they got a gift certificate for me and just sent it straight to my email, and it was like $25. And so I was like, that is amazing, but that's how it works. You write something down, and then now I have multiple cups of coffee for free. So that was really awesome and exciting to kind of wake up to kind of see in my inbox. Thank you, by the way, for that. And that was just a random present, a random gift. And so writing things down is extremely important. However, after we begin to list down the proper things that we wish to experience in our year, so you can write down whatever you want. You want to be a millionaire, you want to be married, you want to have the body of your dreams. Things have a way of manifesting themselves if you have the opportunity to plan them out. So if you've been watching my channel, then you know the power of manifestation. There are no limits, nothing that can get in the way between you manifesting what you want. And so to select the proper dimension, never limit yourself. Just simply select it. And if you imagine it properly, the world will conform to your imaginal act, to the dimension to which you have selected. Now, what if you have multiple desires? What if you have 20, 30, 40, 50 things written down for the year 2020, or 1,000 of them for the decade? Well, entering into your imagination one at a time, taking your time and selecting that dimension, that is good enough. All you have to do is select the dimension. You don't have to maintain yourself in that state continuously, but you select that inner state, and then if you imagine it properly, if you use the proper techniques on it, if you visualize it, if you enter into that state, you have activated that dimension. That is how this works. And no matter what you try to do to stop it, if you do it properly, if you enter into that state, if you feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled, if you experience it in your imaginal senses, if you speak it, if you use affirmations, if you use subconscious mind injection tapes, whatever you do, if you do it, you will experience it. So listen, do yourself a favor, download the worksheet that I've given you. I've given you my examples in the worksheet itself as well. This will be a great start for 2020. I know I myself had a great time writing stuff down. There were desires in there. Once I had written these different things down, there were desires that I didn't even realize that I had. So taking this inventory was one of the greatest things I've done for the end of the year. It was a perfect way to wrap up the year. Oh, and one other story that I want to tell you real quick. So I had one of my first coaching clients. She was doing everything by the book, and I just got a message from her very recently. You know, she's one of my friends. We've talked quite a bit, and it turns out that, and I will get more on this story for you, but essentially her hard work has paid off. So her specific person will be, they're going to be getting married, which is amazing. So what a great way to close off the year. And I figure for you to hear that would be awesome as well. And also for me, I mean, this year, just through manifesting alone, has truly grown everything in my life. I mean, I went from working at a 9 to 5, which was okay, you know, to doing what I love most, which is talking about manifesting, running a business. That's amazing. So 2 amazing things that happened this year alone. So there's always hope. So map it out now, plan it out now. And also one last thing is get onto my Instagram and my email list. If you haven't already done that, I'm going to be changing things up a bit, sending out more content. So absolutely be on all of my social media. I mean, you've probably already heard of the Facebook group, but besides that, the Instagram is most important, and my email list. So get on that now. And so anyway, besides that, thank you so much for watching. I'll keep you posted. Download that worksheet that I put below. Get on my Instagram. All that links and stuff are there below. And thank you so much for watching. Do the work and you will get the results. See ya.